This is Revelations 18:1. It says, I saw another angel come down from heaven having great power and cried, Babylon, cried with a strong voice, Babylon, the great city has fallen. It has become the habitation of devils and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. For all the nations have drank off the wine of her wrath of fornication. So what country perpetuates the wrath of their fornication? America. Easy stuff right here, man. Easy stuff. It says, and the kings of the earth have committed fornications with her, and the merchants of earth have waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. What country do these different nations go to get rich, man? Okay, let me put it into layman's terms. Where is the world reserve currency? Alright? It's going to be talking about America, man. Alright? It says, and I heard another voice in saying, come out of my people. Yeah, again, another clue. Because where's the vast majority of the people of the Lord? Right? I mean, distinguishable. Okay, because you might have even bigger strongholds out there in different countries, but the stronghold where you can easily discern that's an Israelite, that's a Jake, is out there within America, man. Where you got Negroes, you got Levi, Simeon, all the nations are there, man. All right, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and receive of her plagues. All right, the plagues going back onto Zechariah the 14th chapter on the 12th verse, where it says, wherewith this shall be the plagues, where all the people that fought against Jerusalem shall be smitten, man. Roughly quoting. All right, where if they're gonna stand up on their feet, their blood, their tongues can consume away, their eyes can consume away. That's the plague, man. All right. He says, and receive not of her plagues, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High hath remembered her iniquity. Okay. It says, reward her even as she rewarded you double unto her according to her works, in the cup which she hath filled to her double. So the judgment that's come before America is gonna be the double of what we've received after these devils, man. Okay, where they're going to receive double of what we receive. Okay, let me just pull out one last scripture within the book of Isaiah, the 13th chapter. All right, because time has escaped me today. But we're going into it, man. I touched most of those topics anyway, in one way, shape, or form. Okay, so I'll start from because really, it goes into a different. This goes, when you read the Old Testament, especially book of Isaiah, the 13th chapter. Right, you're dealing with Isaiah talking about the Babylonian Empire, but really when you get into those prophecies, man, some of those things really didn't happen. Really they did happen, but when you go into the 21st verse and the 22nd verse, to be utterly wasted, right? That's talking about America, man. Okay, so you have to see it from both a historical perspective and a spiritual perspective. Right, I'm going to start from Isaiah the 13th chapter on the 17th verse. It says, behold, I will stir up the Medes against them. Who are the Medes? Right, the Medes and the Persians came up against who? They came up against the Babylonians when the Babylonians were in a power, man. Because again, like I said, you had the Assyrians, right? You had the Babylonians. Then you had the Medo-Persian Empire, of which you had the Medes first, and then they joint ventures with the Assyrians. And when they were both in power, they was able to stay a certain amount of time because they were they had a joint as a joint empire. Okay, so it says, hey, I'll stir up the Medes against them, and they will not regard silver, and as for their gold, they shall not delight. Oh, sorry. You're gonna come back a little bit later on. I gotta finish up, Give me 10 minutes. 10 minutes. All right. So it was saying, getting back onto the scripture, it says, I'll stir up the Medes and against them, and as for their gold, they shall not delight in it, and as for their silver, they shall not delight in it. So you was gonna have it to where they were gonna try to pay them off. All right, they're gonna try to pay off the Medes, but they really couldn't pay off the Medes because the Medes are of the agenda of taking down the Babylonians, man. All right, and it says, in Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, right, and the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. It shall never be inhabited, and this is a clue, and it shall never be dwelt in, right, from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabian pitchers tent there, right, and they shall make their fold there, man. So the Lord was going to have it to where, after this destruction takes place, you wasn't going to have it to where America was going to be inhabited, okay? Right, you wasn't gonna have it to where these different nations were gonna come and do their commerce and all that up in that land after that has played out, man. All right, it says, but the wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures, and the owls shall dwell there, and their sires shall dance there, and their wild beasts of the islands shall cry in their desolate houses, right, and their dragons in their pleasant palaces. And her time is to come, and her days shall not be prolonged, man. Okay? So, you know, Lord's will, you know, that was done, you know, apt. Okay? And you see, you know, the different mysteries with, you know, the 3 different mysteries that are picked with the scriptures. That's not all the only mysteries in the scriptures. Don't get that misconstrued by any, you know, shape or form. Okay? So with that, I'm going to say, oh, praises unto Yahweh, Shimi Hawashai. Right? Double honors to the elders of GMS. You know, you brothers keep watch, man. This thing is popping off, man. All right, every day it's like something's popping up. Either they're furthering the mark of the beast, all right. Either they're furthering their agenda in terms of obtaining this so-called new world order, all right. They're just doing all kind of havoc and destruction out there, causing all kind of so-called, you know, I call it American aggression, man. All right, and they will blame it on somebody else because of what? Because this man deals in lies and deceit, man. All right, he deals with lies and deceit. Does not the scripture say something to the effect of his words were smoother than butter, but in his heart was but swords were drawn, man. Okay, so they talk all of this good game, but really they're about war, man. Okay, they're about destruction because they're going towards to try to fill that new world order, which the Most High is not going to allow them to do that, man. Meaning to say, we're in that time when the Most High is beginning to visit the earth, as spoken about within the second Ezra, man. Where the Lord's going to begin to visit the world that he set forth, man. So with that, I'm going to say, oh, praise unto Yahweh, Shimi Hawashai, double honors the apostles of GMS, and know the girls, they're gone and all of that, man. Don't get it twisted. Like I said before that, I said I was going to finish that, man. So, shalom, man.